Hello everybody, Spectrus here, and today we'll be returning to What If Baba Raised Goku. This part will begin in Dragon Ball Super with the Beerus Saga. Now if you need to catch up on the story so far, the links will be in the description and the comment section down below. But for those who need a brief recap, I'll explain the main changes of the last part. Basically, Goku met Raditz again in Otherworld, and the two learned Super Saiyan 3 and Fusion together. They returned to Earth and dealt with Babidi's minions, as well as Majin Vegeta. Vegeta was eaten by Majin Buu, while Piccolo went to train with the Supreme Kai. Buu became Super Buu and absorbed Raditz. However, Gotenks was there to hold him off until Piccolo arrived. With the ultimate form, he easily killed Buu. Everyone would be brought back to life, so with the recap out of the way, if you enjoy this part, be sure to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, sometime after the events of Majin Buu, Goku would be working on his farm along with Goten. Since Mr. Satan didn't help defeat Buu, he wouldn't give them any money. So, instead, the Monster Squad would show up to help with the farm. Beerus later arrives on Earth along with Whis to find the Super Saiyan God. Goku would not be able to impress the god, and so he would continue his search. After the party, everything would be similar to the original. There wouldn't be Buu to rile up Beerus, though I do think he would eventually want to fight once more. When the fighting breaks out, there are some pretty fun changes. Tenshinhan and 18 would be joined by Yamcha when attacking, but would be taken down. But that makes way for Piccolo's ultimate form, which ends up doing a ton of damage to Beerus, even more than unraised Vegeta originally. Beerus would have to raise his power quickly in order to survive the attacks, but luckily he is able to. Gohan would never get involved in the fight, and Beerus goes on to slap Bulma. But due to him being powered up more than in canon, neither Vegeta nor Raditz can really do anything at that point. Afterward, Goku would arrive to ask Shenron about the Super Saiyan God. He achieves the form due to the ritual, though Vidal's baby is never revealed. Goku and Beerus' fight would go roughly the same, and with Beerus and Whis leaving Earth. Sometime after this, and Vegeta would go with Whis for training. And even more time after that, Goku as well. With Piccolo, Raditz, and Spike losing their strongest sparring partner, they decide to partake in some more interesting training. Piccolo contacts the Supreme Kai and asks if he can return for more training. Of course, the Kaioshin would accept, and the three warriors would show up. There wouldn't be a Z-Sword, but they still could be taught things by the Supreme Kai and the Elder Kai. This means that when King Cold, who is still alive by the way, shows up on Earth, they would be able to bring back Frieza without opposition. They leave to begin training with each other, and would actually arrive much sooner. This is due to them having stronger sparring partners, which means they unlock Golden Form faster. And so, less than 2 months later, they would arrive to take their revenge on Earth. With the Z Fighters, Monster Squad, Gohan, Roshi, Upa, and Jaco all being there, they would easily dispatch Cold's army. Even Sasami and Tagama would be jokes to Piccolo and Raditz. With his army gone so soon, Frieza would decide to have a bit of fun until Goku arrives. He steps out of his pod and offers to fight all the fighters at once. Of course, only the strongest would step up, but even they are not enough to handle even Frieza's first form. Luckily though, Goku and Vegeta would arrive sooner since Goku can lock onto greater energy than just Gohan. Of course, since Frieza returned sooner, the two Saiyans were weaker, but not by a crazy amount. They had still managed to unlock Super Saiyan Blue, but it was very recently and incredibly unstable. Because of this, they would try their best not to use it. Frieza and Cold would use their fourth forms, and Goku and Vegeta would be forced to use Super Saiyan to overpower them. The father and son then revealed their new forms, and Goku and Vegeta knew they had no choice. They transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and began fighting their opponents. However, their strength wasn't enough. They would have to perform fusion in order to win. As they couldn't maintain this form and lose at the same time, Tenshinhan used the solar flare to blind Cold and Frieza, and once the light ran out, Krillin used his own solar flare And meanwhile, all the other fighters unloaded hundreds of ki blasts onto the two. Goku and Vegeta managed to fuse, however, Vegeta's form was off, leading to a failure. Goku attacked Cold, but he kicked him away, causing him to defuse in one shot. However, all the strain from his new form is now giving in, returning Cold to his base state. Frieza took note of this and realized that he was running out of time. Goku and Vegeta took senzu beans and went back up to Blue and charged at their opponents. Of course, Goku killed Cold in one blast, but Vegeta continued his fight with Frieza. While the two fought, Goku would jump in occasionally to hit Frieza. Eventually, Frieza ran out of power, returning to his fourth form. He tried blowing up the Earth, but this Goku wasn't going to let his guard down like that, and would kill Frieza. Whis would say that Goku and Vegeta clearly still needed more training, and so the two would return to Beerus' planet after some time. The Universe 6 vs 7 tournament would be decided on by Beerus and Champa. Goku and Vegeta got Piccolo and Yamcha to enter, with Monaka being the final competitor. Goku and Vegeta would still train in the time chamber, though Raditz would want to join them to catch up a bit. By shortening their time, it allows for Piccolo and Spike, Tenshinhan, and Yamcha to go in for a bit as well. The group would all pass the test, and Goku would beat Batamo as he did originally. But his fight with Frost would still go the same. With him being taken out by Frost's poison, Piccolo goes up next, quickly beating Frost before he can use his poison again. I mean, if Piccolo could fight on par with a weakened Frost and Cannon, then a much stronger Piccolo should be able to easily beat him. The Namekian would now move on to Magetta. Though, since it took a Super Saiyan Vegeta to beat him in the show, he wouldn't really have much of a chance. He does manage to put on a decent show for everyone before being wrung out. Vegeta now steps in, beating Magetta, teaching Kaba how to use Super Saiyan. After that, he would take on Hit, but wouldn't be able to win. Yamcha would be up next, but everyone knew that he didn't really have a chance. But the extra fight could allow for Goku to learn more about Hit's technique. Once it's Goku's turn, he would fight Hit the same as he did in canon. Though he has spent less time in the chamber, he would only be able to use their lower levels of Blue Kaioken. He would eventually drop out and Monaka would beat Hit. Now that that's over with, we take ourselves to the future timeline. After the events of the Cell arc, Trunks returned and killed the androids in Cell. He, Gohan, and Bulma worked hard to restore the future to its former self, though it was interrupted by Babidi. He and Deborah had come to Earth to bring back Majin Buu. However, Trunks and Gohan wouldn't let that happen. After seeing Trunks kill the androids, Gohan knew that he had to start training, as he didn't want to force Trunks to protect the Earth alone. Of course, he was much weaker than Trunks by this point, but with his magic and power combined, he would be able to help defeat Babidi and Deborah. The future was once again at peace until Goku Black showed up. Trunks, Bulma, Gohan, and Mei fight to get to the time machine, with only Gohan and Trunks making it. They arrive in the past and wake to find Goku and Raditz standing above them. Trunks, thinking that he was Goku Black, attacks Goku while Gohan attacks Raditz. This is because in the future, Raditz never returns, so Gohan's only memory of him was when he kidnapped him as a child. The two future warriors would inform everyone of Black, who would later arrive. Goku would fight him off until he leaves, destroying the time machine. Bulma would then fix up Cell's time machine in order to send them back to the future. During this time, future Gohan would visit his current self, seeing how different they are. He would also have some time with Raditz to understand how he ended up here. Afterward, Piccolo would ask him if he wanted to become stronger, to which he did. The Namekian took future Gohan to the Supreme Kai in order to unlock his potential. The Elder Kai would do so, and so he would be ready when they returned to the future. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan would go, now fighting a Rose Black as well as Zamasu. They'd be forced to escape, though most of the fights from that point would go the same. When Trunks uses the Mafu Bug, Gohan would create a seal using his magic, thus locking Zamasu away. With that, the four warriors would kill Goku Black, and Goku would call the future Zeno to bring him as a playmate for the present Zeno. And that basically ends this part. We knew people wanted to see Gohan with his magical powers fighting, so we thought we'd add it in so you guys could have a little bit of fun with it, even though it was only future Gohan. But Next time, we'll be covering the Tournament of Power and the ending of this series. So if you want to see that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I'm Spectrus, and I'm going to get out of here. Bye-bye.